Come on in, welcome to my home. Today we are doing things a little different. Because of everything that's happening in the world and who I can and cannot get a hold of, I have not been able to test out recipes. So, what we are going to do today is we're going to test two recipes which are linked down below in the description. And one is for a mushroom casserole, and the other is for cranberry sauce, which, yes, growing up I thought cranberry sauce came in a round cylinder and that was the only way it came, and guess what? It doesn't. Now I'm going to test these for taste but also ease. It has to be something that it can either be made ahead of time and then reheat it, frozen, that sort of thing. And it needs to be simple and have ingredients that I'd be able to get my hands on fairly easily. I got all these ingredients, no problems whatsoever. The first one, the mushroom casserole, which is what I'm starting with right this morning, is really simple to do, except for one thing which I've already ran into a problem with. And as you can see, I'm recording these sort of out of order because I've started the mushroom casserole, and you're going to get to do some other things with me. Don't worry, we're not just cooking. But it is going to be one of the biggest problems I ran into was having a saute pan or a frying pan that is big enough to house 2 pounds of mushrooms. If I had been using my brain, I would have just done this in 2 batches, but instead I put it all in one pan and did it that way. So I'm covering it so that the mushrooms will steam while they are cooking. All that matters is that the mushrooms get cooked and that they are tender. That's the important part. So those are on right now, and I'm going to check in on them while we're also doing the rest of my day. So you're going to get to go along with me and do those fun things. Alright, my shower is all done. My mushrooms are cooking. I took the lid off and I'm stirring them every once in a while. But I wanted to do this in this way, test these recipes out in this way, because let's face it, on Thanksgiving, how often do you have enough time to concentrate hours and hours on one dish? You don't have that. So by me going through my day, that more simulates what Thanksgiving is really going to be like, because there's lots of stuff. And I mean, there are all these people who are like,
oh, I love Thanksgiving because I get to go over to my family's, and then Wednesday night we all eat together, and then Thursday we have the big meal.
Whoa. If you are that person who is hosting, and all these people are coming over to your house Wednesday night, they better be bringing food. They better be ordering out or doing something that doesn't involve your kitchen, because your kitchen's taken up. And that's one of the things that drives me crazy about Thanksgiving. When I have people who are like,
well, yeah, it's great. I go over and I don't really do anything, and Thanksgiving is a wonderful event for me.
You don't prepare food, do you? No, so think about that. If you are having people in for Thanksgiving, guess what? Takeout pizza Sunday, wonderful. You can do whatever you want, but make your life easier. And so we're seeing how this goes as I'm now going to do wash my shower curtain, which is not labor intensive, but it also, like I said, it's going to simulate more along the lines of what I would be doing during Thanksgiving, where I'm not being able to give this dish my full attention. And don't forget, we also have another dish to do. So let me get the shower curtain into the washing machine. And also, today's the day that I normally clean my washer, which I've never done before. So I get to take you on that little journey. But let's get the shower curtain down and into the laundry and all this stuff. mushrooms are taking a lot longer to cook because you're supposed to cook it till the water is evaporated than I expected. So we got a little downtime right now, which is a really good thing. So that makes me happy. Alright, so I've gotten to the point where I can mix everything together. I will tell you, this does get the kitchen a little hot, so that is something to remember. So I'm going to remember, the recipe is linked down below, and it's a really cool recipe. So I will put all the ingredients together. I'm not going to add the lemon juice just yet. There. And I am using sea salt instead of table salt. And I'm going to whisk this together. While I'm whisking, I will pour in my lemon juice. While I was waiting for everything to sort of cool, I don't know if you have to cool it, but I did let my mushrooms cool a little bit. I did butter my pan, and I did do the butter crackers, made them into crumbs. Alright, that seems good. Now I will add my mushrooms. Now you will find that it says cook off till the liquids are evaporated. I did find that there is still the butter, the grease from the butter, so yes, remember that will not evaporate because it is an oil. Once everything is, of course, coated, I'm going to put it into my casserole dish. This is the only casserole dish I had available to me at this time. Without tasting it, I can say this is pretty darn easy. All of this can be done the night before. Then I will add my melted butter to my crackers, stir that together. Then we'll just sprinkle that on the top, trying to get a nice, fairly even coat. Alright, now this is going to go into the refrigerator. It's supposed to go overnight. I'm just going to put it in for a few hours while I go on and do the rest of my day. This is supposed to be a very easy roasted cranberry sauce. We'll see. So I have a pound of cranberries, and the link for the recipe is down below. I'm taking my sugar, orange zest. I'll take some of my orange juice to clear off some of that orange zest. I'm going to mix this all together. Now, the interesting part about this and what you have to think about is my oven is preheated to 400 degrees. Well, technically it's preheating right now to 400 degrees. This might not be compatible with whatever you are doing. So this is going to be one of those things where I am going to make this ahead, or if it works out, we'd make this ahead. Now I'm just going to put this in the oven at 400 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes until the sugar is melted and most of the water is evaporated. I mean, there's no other way to put this right now. The kitchen's hot. The kitchen is really hot. It's hot. I'm not gonna lie. For those of us in the Midwest right now, it's way hotter than what it's normally at this time of year. So that's a thing. It is a thing to truly consider. The shower curtain should be just about ready to come out of the washer. In case you're wondering why I keep changing shirts, it's because, well, it's hot. It's really hot. So when I'm in the kitchen, I want to basically do, because I mean, normally I do those videos with like, here's a presentation, but you are seeing more of the real behind the scenes thing. But yeah, it's roasting right now. Oh, self-cleaning was easy. You just set it to self-cleaning and it runs through a whole self-cleaning cycle on hot, and it cleans out the dirt in the drum. Perfect. While it was cleaning, I was also remembering that I was supposed to move the rug before I hung up the shower liner to drip dry. So it's slightly damp, but that's okay. The cranberry sauce is almost done. Now what I do is I'm going to clean out the iRobot, because I have new filters, new rollers, and what else is new? New filters, new rollers, and new brushes to put in. And I clean out the container, the, I don't know, dustbin, once every month. I mean, like, thoroughly clean it out, wash it out once every month, so that way it's all nice, fresh, and clean. So let's get that done. This is a Roomba E5. I need a bigger screwdriver. No, I don't. Okay. If my bristles were bent, see how these are all dirty and bent? If they were bent, I'd have to soak them in hot water, but these are not. So I can put those on right away. It comes with the screws and the screwdriver. We lift up this and we take out these rollers. I like to put these like this so I know exactly which way I'm going with them. I will take the old brush and brush out anything which is in here. Alright, so now I put in the new brushes. I just need to be smarter than the machine. Alright, easy part so far. Let me gather up this stuff, which I can throw away. I have a trash can right here. Then I'll press the release button. Grab out the old filter. Dump that. This is a clean filter. I'm going to empty this out and then take it to the kitchen and wash it out. can see, it was a filthy mess. So it's got to dry before it goes back into the iRobot, and before it gets the filter put back in. Alright, so it has been quite a few hours. Mushroom casserole. I'm supposed to let this sit for about 30 minutes before I cook it. However, the cranberry sauce is ready to be put into a bowl. We'll see what kind of mess I can make. Going into this, you have to know that I am not a big cranberry sauce fan. So this would be made for other people, but I will taste it. I'll admit, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. It is tart, it is sweet. You can definitely taste the orange juice. That's actually not bad. I'll admit this. Will it win me over to be a cranberry person? Maybe. Maybe not. Alright, so what I need to do right now is preheat the oven to 350 degrees, clean this pan, hang up the shower curtain, finish up the iRobot, and then we will go. By the time everything, those things are done, it should be time to, this should have set out for 30 minutes. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, hooray! I can put the filter in. Cool. Alright, so let's clean up you. oven is all preheated. I will put this in for 30 minutes. 30 to 35 minutes. Then we will take it out and taste it. That'll be great. Washer, it has been run through. Cleaning cycle. Tilt down. Looks clean. That's the self-cleaning cycle. We are all done with that. I am going to leave the lid up for a little while to let it dry off. All I have to do now is put the rug back. And now we just wait for the casserole to finish. This looks really good. Let me dish out some and we'll taste it. Alright, let's give it a taste. Yeah, that's really good. I am going to definitely say this is a winner. Both of our recipes today were wonderful. And doing them this way gave me a great way to test out the recipes so that way I have some idea what it's going to be like to make them for Thanksgiving. And it really worked well. Now I'm going to freeze them and see how they last in the freezer and that sort of thing. But for that, you're going to have to follow me on my other social media at CM Coleman Home. But yeah, you don't have to slave away all day in the kitchen to make some really good sides. And it's something different. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments what you're making for Thanksgiving. I hope I get to see you again next time you stop by.